All right, so it's 2 minutes after the hour. I think we'll get started here. I am going to record this session, so if we have any latecomers, they'll be able to view it later. But I want to welcome everyone that has joined on this fine day to our second part of our four-part webinar series. So this one is going to cover the Uniview heat tracker series, body temperature measurement solutions and products. So we're going to talk a little bit about the background and the current situation with the coronavirus disease, or the COVID-19 outbreak. So the key symptoms, somebody that has coronavirus, they would have an elevated temperature, fever-like symptoms, but it's very hard to detect all the time. So Uniview has come out with 5 different units that we bring into Canada that measure people's body temperature. And we'll go over all 5 of these products. But the main purposes of taking someone's body temperature is to effectively screen patients with a fever or make sure the area is free of infection or contamination. So the challenge with traditional solutions, you have your mercury thermometers, your electric thermometers, infrared thermometers, and in-ear thermometers. Most of these solutions that you see here, they need contact in order to work effectively. Even the infrared thermometer at the top right, you have to go very, very close to somebody to get an accurate reading. And the products that we'll show today, you can get an accurate reading at a much greater distance. So these are some of the products that I will show in more detail. Number 1 is our thermographic fever screening system. It has the ability to check hundreds or thousands of people walking through an area. Number 2 is a temperature measurement face recognition terminal with a wrist temperature module, which can detect one's temperature, say at an entryway. It can be tied into access control systems and stuff like that. The third one is a human body temperature measurement gate. It also acts as a security gate. I'll show more detail on this, but it also, everyone's seen this at the airport, or has walked through one of these. It checks you for metal. It's a metal detection security gate. This one also checks for elevated temperature. So the traditional thermometer solutions, it's a slow manual inspection or process. The Uniview heat tracker solutions, they're very quick and they require no contact to check someone's temperature. If somebody has an elevated temperature, you can do a manual recheck, but they are very accurate. Some of the units, like the middle one, the face recognition terminal, they also have the ability to notify the person if they're not wearing a mask. And they are, for most cases, very easy to deploy. So we'll talk about the thermographic fever screening system. So this one here, this is our handheld unit. The model is USS-SC160-T-O. So this one, it has a trigger on it, but it also comes with a tripod. And the way this works, this actual unit is in very high demand. A lot of old age homes, nursing homes implement this type of unit because it's very fast deployment. It comes with a tripod. And we'll show a video here, I believe in the next slide, where people can walk by the unit and the operator or employee can stand a meter behind the unit and effectively check everyone's temperature. So this unit is very easy to set up, no configuration required. It's a more cost-effective solution, and the range of temperature measurement, is 30 degrees Celsius to 45 degrees Celsius. The accuracy on this unit is plus 0.5 degrees Celsius, and that's at 1 meter distance from the unit. The photograph function and SD card storage. It can take snapshots and record them to the SD card. So here's a short video that we will show of how this unit works here. So as you can see there, it was checking people's temperature as they walk by, and nobody there had a abnormally high temperature, so it didn't provide any alerts, but it will provide an alert if somebody does have an abnormally high temperature. So this is kind of some of the screenshots you would see on this unit. So you have the ability to choose the temperature or unit of display. You can change it from Celsius to Fahrenheit or vice versa. It does have a center point and a high temperature tracking, so it can support the central point of the temperature measurement and support a high temperature tracking. The high-low temperature alarm, which you see on the far right, you can enable a high-low temperature alert. So it will provide an alert if somebody has an abnormally high temperature. This solution here, this is our high-speed thermographic temperature screening system. This is the most advanced unit out of the 5 systems. This unit is designed to capture people's temperature, and they don't even have to break their stride. So this unit would be more beneficial for high traffic areas like campuses or casinos, airports, stuff like that. This unit has one bullet thermal camera and one black body. Each unit comes with its own tripod, and it also has the PC software. So this unit would be hooked up to a PC, and I'll show in the next slide here how this unit would work. So the thermal camera itself is 384 by 288 pixels. The visible light camera is 2 megapixels. So the advantage of this unit has a high accuracy with the black body, only plus 0.3 degrees Celsius deviation. It's easy installation and simple configuration. It supports AI face detection, multiple target screening at the same time, and it just talks about some setup tips here. So the only one I'll mention here is that the black body is used together with the temperature measurement cam, and generally you want that between 1.5 to 3 meters away from the camera to provide an accurate temperature. So this is your typical screening process. You can see the topographical map on the left. It would show the typical inspection entrance as people would walk through. And you can see on the right, you can see a gentleman sitting at his computer with the system set up. The black body is in the foreground and the thermal camera is sitting beside him there. So people would walk through. It's a very, very fast unit, and you'll see it in action right here. So the top unit, you can see many, many people walking by, and it's taking everyone's temperature there. So the bottom one, I'll play the bottom one again here. The bottom one is showing this gentleman's holding a hot cup of coffee or water, and you can see the system is not deviating from taking the temperature from his face. So it's always going to take the temperature from his face and provide an accurate temperature of the body instead of taking the temperature from his hot cup of coffee or water, whatever he has there. So it does support, it does detect faces if they're wearing a mask, so you can select to turn that on or off. The multi-target face detection, so it's a very quick screening and reduces false alarm caused by other objects, as we saw in the lower video there. Where this type of system would be used at campuses, construction sites, shopping centers, stuff like that. You can also use it at airports, railways, seaports, anywhere where there's large amounts of human traffic. This one here, we're going to talk about our temperature measurement and face recognition terminal. So this unit here, this is a facial recognition terminal with a wrist temperature module. We'll show a little bit about, there's a short video on the right here, and I will show that video. The temperature measurement for this unit is 0.1 degrees Celsius accuracy, 0.5 degrees deviation, and the temperature distance is 1 centimeter to 2.5 centimeters. So it is contactless, and you can also tie this in with a access control system and have a 10,000 facial database into this unit. But we'll show the short video here.
This is Uniview's new face terminal with temperature. It automatically will alert you that you need to check your temperature. It uses your wrist, which is much more accurate than your face. Also, it has alerts if you're not wearing a mask. And it just sent a notification that I've been verified, my temperature is good, and I'm wearing my mask. This also has a feature to tie into your existing access control. So you can have someone approach your property, confirm their temperature is okay, how they have a mask, and it will unlock the door for them. This is phenomenal.
So that's kind of how the system works. We'll show a little bit more here. So this is an accessory guide for the unit, and there's different ways to implement this. You can wall mount it. You can see the picture on the top right there. This one is wall mounted. You can also mount it on a pedestal, as you can see on the bottom here. And the wrist temperature module is on the right. Talks a little bit about the temperature measurement here. So the temperature measuring module, it has a built-in infrared thermoelectric sensor. The advantage of this is it's safe. There's no direct contact with the target as opposed to using conventional methods. It's a small size with high reliability. It also has accurate measurement and support dynamic and static signals detection. It has high efficiency, so it can do 20 to 30 people per minute, and just talks about the temperature ranges, the temperature accuracy, and stuff like that on the right. Generally, they want you to install this in an indoor application where there's no wind, where it can affect the reader. Typical application scenarios for this would be schools, community centers, enterprise sites where you want to control your employees to make sure they're not coming to work sick and stuff like that, construction sites. And it has a very high performance facial recognition. So the accuracy rate, if somebody is not wearing a mask, is 99% or higher. And if they are wearing a mask, it's 90% higher. So the face recognition speed is 0.2 seconds. And the temperature measurement, again, on this unit is 30 to 45 degrees. Temperature measurement distance is 1 centimeter to 2.5 centimeters. And the measurement deviation is less than 0.5 degrees. So a little bit about this unit. It has voice prompts. It will basically say welcome. If you own a company and you want to implement a policy where you want your staff to wear masks, it has a voice prompt where it will say please wear a mask, or it'll say abnormal temperature, or it will say normal temperature, please pass, stuff like that. It does come with a PC software, and this is what it looks like on the right here. So the PC software, the PC import tool is on the right. You can import people's faces. You can do a library search. You can collect photos, stuff like that. You can also do a batch face import, or import a whole library, say from an existing access control system. The face image collection, and you can also add information for personnel. You can do the records export with temperature, so you can export the person's picture showing their temperature as well. Every face image and pass-through record will be stored at the front end, and the terminal can work standalone, or you can also import or export information with the PC software if needed. The VMS solution, so they designed this to work with the VMSs. It is ready to work with our Unicorn system, and every face image and pass-through record will be transmitted to the backend VMS, even no face database in the terminal. So if the person's face is not in the terminal, it will capture their face and bring it into the Unicorn even with their temperature. So the Unicorn's capacity has a max of 100 records with image. The VMS B180 is a capacity with max 25 records with image. So they plan to have the firmware ready for the VMS B180-A ready near the end of June. But this is kind of how it works. You can see kind of the display on the right there. So the integration, we'll talk a little bit about the integration with a card access or access control system. You can tie this unit into an existing access control system. It does have its own built-in card reader, but it's a MyFair 1 card supported only. But it does have the WeGAN, so you can tie it into if existing access control system. So you can use it as like a 3 verification method. Somebody would swipe their card. It will, do the facial access recognition, and it will check their temperature. If all 3 things are good, then it will release the door and allow them into the building. And you can do the binding of the card number with the facial image if you like. So it talks a little bit about the whitelist and blacklist at the bottom here in step 3. So the face, if the face is in the whitelist and the temperature is lower than the threshold, it will allow them into the building. Second one, only the card is in the whitelist, and third one, face is in the whitelist. At the same time, the card number is right in the database. So it can cross-reference the card to the facial database. So now we're going to talk a little bit about our human body temperature measurement gate. So again, everyone's used to seeing one of these at the airport and walking through it. This is a little bit redesigned. It has infrared temperature sensors on the unit, one higher for adults and one lower suitable for children. So this unit it doubles as a metal detection device, and it checks one's temperature. So if somebody has an abnormally high temperature, you're going to have a security guard there, for instance, and you're trying to board a plane and somebody has a high temperature and they have COVID, they can stop them from boarding at that point. This has 4 to 8 centimeter non-contact body temperature measurement. It also has a high efficiency. It can do 15 to 20 people per minute. It has a real-time alarm, and it has metal detection for 18 areas on the unit. The temperature measurement is for both children and adults. So this just shows both units. We decided to only bring in the unit with the metal detection. It just made sense. Why have 2 separate units when one person can walk through one unit and be checked for any metal or weapons, and also have their temperature checked. So when the human body or wrist or forehead actively measures, this unit actively measures the temperature. The screen displays the body temperature up top on the yellow portion. If it exceeds 37.3 degrees, and this temperature threshold can be set, it will create an alarm, and the record number of alarms will show. Where this type of unit would be used, you can use it in office areas or warehouses, campus entrances, university campuses, libraries, stuff like that. You can also use it at airports, seaports, stadiums, anywhere where there's high traffic area. Again, you also need to check people for metal detection. So here we're going to talk about our latest solution, and this is the CW180 temperature measurement kit. This is a all-in-one unit. So this unit is more designed, I'll play this again because it's a very fast video. So it was just showing people walking by, and the first three people had normal body temperature, and the last person had a glass of hot water, so it showed an abnormally high temperature. But this is more of the unit here. So it's an integrated wrist temperature measurement system. Think of it as an all-in-one system. So you have your camera up top, which is the reader. It detects human faces, takes snapshots of facial images, and collects and overlays the temperature information. The number two is your display module. So your monitor, it displays the temperature measurement interface onto the monitor. Number three is the wrist temperature measurement module. It detects the wrist temperature information. And number four is the bracket, which houses everything. And the number five is the recording module, so the NVR can go into the bottom. This can record as well. It can provide instant alerts to your mobile application. So where I see this being used is, a dentist office, a doctor's office. People can walk in, check into the system before they go up to the front desk, and it can detect if somebody has an abnormally high temperature, and it can notify them right away. It also has an advertising area, and I'll show that in a minute here. So the integrated wrist temperature measurement system. So some of the IP camera features, it takes a snapshot of human's face with a mask or without a mask. It can collect and overlay the temperature information, and it does have voice broadcasting directly from the IP camera. So here is a screenshot of the unit. So you can see the NVR features. It takes a picture on the top left of one's face. It displays the date and time. It shows the temperature. It shows on the top right that their temperature is normal. What I like on the middle right there, it shows the count for today. So it shows 12 alarms. 863 people had normal temperature. A total of 875 people were scanned. So that's why there's 12 alarms. And it also shows a cumulative count. So 4,532 people have went through this particular unit. Now that is the temperature measurement part. At the bottom, it has an advertising display area. So you can either leave it kind of how it is, showing people how they operate the unit. They come and stand in the specified area. They put their wrist close to the device, and it will detect their temperature and take a snapshot of them. Once people are used to how to use this unit, you can change the whole bottom area to kind of show advertising for your company or something like that. Kind of makes it more welcoming, or less intrusive, I would say. So the contents of the display ad area can be updated or changed via PC or USB. So this unit integrates with our Easy Live app. It's an integrated wrist temperature measurement system. So on the left, you can see somebody had an abnormal body temperature at 36.8, and it shows it was from reception. So that will send the temperature alarm and information and pictures, and then an employee or security guard can view the temperatures, the alarm message reception, and it shows the record view as well. So this is kind of how it would work. You would stand in front of the device, put your wrist close to the device, and it shows tips on the unit for the temperature test or result. If it has an abnormally high temperature someone does, it will go beep, 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 and it will say abnormal body temperature, or it will say, normal body temperature. If they have an abnormally high temperature, it will send an alert through the mobile app, and somebody can receive it. If it's a local machine, you can do local report export for the recording. Where this type of unit would be applied is, in enterprise or office buildings, supermarkets, government buildings, schools, hotels, stuff like that. So I'm going to show a little bit more here. Just give me a moment. I'll reshare my screen here in a second. We're going to show a little bit about the data sheets and some of the videos here. So this unit here, this is the high-speed unit in action, if you will. So it just shows how the system runs, and they have high temperature. It showed an alert. And I'll show another one here. So this is just after the Easter holiday. So you can see one of my colleagues, how far away he walked here, and it's still detecting his temperature. So you can see it's not really designed for people to stand there. It's designed for people to walk through. And we're all going to walk around the room here.
I'll show you how to set up an alarm, how to set up a snapshot. Yes, you don't need the start. Okay. What's the name of this? I don't know. I need to ask the name. We know.
So I'm going to pause it here for a second. So on the far right and in the thermal images on the left, you can see the black body unit in the screen there. And you can see on the bottom right, it took the person's temperature. The bottom is for snapshots and the top is for live view. We're going to scroll it through a little bit here.
Anything. I mean, connect.
So here we're just talking about the black body. And the way this unit has to be set up, you can see this green box around the black body, and this provides accurate temperature for the thermal camera. So we just show.
So we'll have to. This box you can just drag.
So here you can see we move the green box for the black body. So if we do that, it's going to create temperatures bouncing.
Black body. So what do you have from the black body?
So I'm going to scroll through this video a little bit faster just so you get an idea here. So
there's a two plus side.
So there you could see the temperature was fluctuating quite a bit because we took the green square off the black body. So here you can see the temperature fluctuating up top, the green one.
See? They're more steady, right? Yeah.
But that unit is very easy to set up. I'll show a few more items here. So we're going to look at some data sheets here of the different units. So this is our human body temperature measurement security gate. It just gives you a nice close-up look at it. And you can see the temperature display is up top, shows the running indicator, the number of alarms, the infrared temperature sensors, and all the information. The key features are here, but all the data or specifications is down at the bottom. So it shows the temperature detection range, the accuracy, 18 metal detection areas, stuff like that. The other one here is our face recognition access control terminal with digital detection module. So it shows it pedestal mounted. We also do have table mounts for it. If you do the floor stand installation, it requires the EP-S31-W-NB bracket. So that is the floor stand bracket. So again, this is a non-contact detection. This is a great unit if you're going to tie it into an existing access control system. So it just talks about the specifications here. So this is a very accurate unit at 0.1 degrees Celsius. This is our handheld unit. This is a very, very fast deployment unit. Very sought after. Like I said, this one, you can take it out of the box, set it up, and it's working very, very quickly. Just kind of scrolling over the data sheets here. So this one has a runtime of more than 6 hours. It charges by USB-C, so the charging time is 5 hours. And the image storage is on micro SD. This is our standalone system. This is the CW180, and that's how it looks there. It just talks about, you know, all the different specifications. So you can get two sizes of screen available, 22-inch or 32-inch. And the measuring range is 35 degrees Celsius to 42. This is a nice unit because it's an all-in-one and it can alert you on your mobile device. And then this is our high-speed screening system that I was just showing in the previous video there. This unit is designed to catch the temperature of people and a lot of people walking by. And you don't need to break your stride at all to have your temperature taken with this unit. So it just goes over the specifications and then it shows the dimensions of the thermal camera and stuff like that. I think that's pretty much it. Did anyone have any questions at all? You can ask a question by either unmuting your microphone or typing it in the chat box, and I can look at answering any questions that you may have on any of the products.
Yeah, hi, this is James.
Hi, James. How you doing?
Good. Hey, I'm sorry I joined late, so you may have already mentioned this. The black body emitter, is that necessary for the system to work properly when you're doing the walk-by model?
Yes, because the black body works in conjunction with the thermal camera. It's going to provide a much more accurate temperature. Without the black body, you can have a much higher deviation on the temperature. The black body brings it the temperature into a very accurate range, like less than 0.2 degrees Celsius.
Gotcha. And you've got configuration as to how far away it can be, positioning, backlighting, that sort of stuff as well?
Yeah, there's a whole instruction manual here, and I'll just pull it up here just so you can see it here.
Because I'm looking at a bunch of buildings in the downtown core that are, you know, quandering, you know, what they're going to do for people entering into public spaces.
Yeah. And
if they can get an alert on, hey, you should probably go and talk to this individual, that's what they'd be looking for.
Right. You can see on the left page there how the unit would typically be set up. I did show some slideshows earlier, kind of a live demonstration on how it is set up, but I did record this webinar, so you know we can pass along that information later. But you can see on the left side here, typically you want the black body camera unit is going to be in between 2 to 5 meters. It depends, you know, on your inspection area. And then you're going to basically tell the thermal camera where the black body is in the image. It has to be in the image. And then it's going to detect, you know, human body temperature from 3 to 10 meters away from the thermal camera. But that's basically how it's set up.
Okay.
I have another question from Mike. The handheld unit if it has external display. No, the handheld unit, people always get the misconception because it does have a trigger on it, and theoretically you could use it as a handheld unit and just pull the trigger, but the unit is also designed to work on a tripod, and Mike is asking if it has an external display. That unit only has the internal display. And Mike also asked the retail price for the handheld unit. Any of that information you can get from your local distributor. Easy Station next release. I have to check with my colleague on that, but it should be released any day now. The new Easy Station software you can use with the access control system to basically import an existing database from an existing access control system and import all their images and their employee information to make the access control system work, so that you don't have to add every single employee one by one, basically. So I will get you some information on that, Mike, on when the Easy Station new release is going to be, but I'm assuming probably one day next week, because we have been testing it. So it just gives the added ability to do imports, or mass imports, if you will, and it works better with a existing access control system.
Mike, Frank Dallas here.
Hi there.
Would you have any idea when that total system would be available?
All of these systems are available now.
Good.
Yeah. So to give you a little insight, the handheld thermal imager, the red one, I'll pull them up here as I speak about them. Sorry, it's this guy here. No, wrong one. Sorry. This one here. So this one was the most popular, and it is still very, very popular. And the reason is it's good for very fast deployment. People wanted a way to check one's temperature with no installation requirements. So this, you can set it on a tripod and have a staff member or security guard monitoring as people walk into a retail store, or any type of store for that matter. So these are a very hot item, but they were available, and we have better stock ability now than we did a few weeks ago. So we've acquired more stock, so they're more readily available, these units now. And I would say the next most popular item would be this guy, which is the access control unit. A lot of people want to tie this into their existing access control or use it as a standalone system at a door entryway. So this, you can apply the alarm output to an electronic door strike or a mag lock. And if somebody has, they can basically use their face as their card access, and it can check their body temperature. And if one owns a company and they want to implement a rule where their employees are to wear masks, this unit can also notify the employee, hey, you're not wearing a mask, please put on a mask. So those units are available right now, and so are these other units here. This one is the last one we received, but it's just trickling in now, and the other units are all available. So this standalone unit is available now, and the black body camera system is also available now. Is there any other questions I can answer for anyone?
No, thank you very much, Mike.
Oh, no problem. If you need any more information, you can get it from your local distributor, or we can look at providing data sheets to them so they can provide them to anyone that needs any more information on this stuff. But we do have 2 more webinars coming up next week, Tuesday and Thursday. So if anyone would like to join those, the one on Tuesday is more geared towards installers installing Uniview security camera systems. And the fourth webinar in our series, which will be a week from today, and that one is more geared towards our software. So like our Easy Station, our Uniview mobile app, and our Easy tools, which is used for installers as well. So if anyone has any more questions, you know, I'm more than happy to assist. If not, you know, questions may arise later, so we can look at you know, providing any information that anyone needs. All right, if there's no more questions, I believe we'll conclude this webinar. And I want to appreciate everyone for attending, and everyone that did attend. Your names will automatically be entered into a draw to win some prizes, so that's great. Thank you again for everyone's time, and I hope everyone enjoys the beautiful weather out there, and stay safe. Bye for now.
Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye-bye.